Well, I will say that first trailer for The Witch Part 1, The Subversion, was mighty surprising. Now, I said it in the introduction of that video, being a Christian, I'm not a big fan of sorcery, so the name kind of got me as like, oh, where are we going with this? Potentially problematic. It could easily be maybe a reference to her telekinetic powers, or at least something that I'm assuming this girl has, but I will tell you, it's a South Korean film, and I've come to learn at this point, based on what I've seen, and even if it's not just the film, it's based on some of the trailers, that these films are mighty good and definitely underestimated in terms of the American market. We tend to look at like mostly the major motion pictures in America. We're like, oh, they're so good. Are we really talking about all these South Korean movies to that extent? Because these are certainly high caliber. I'm truly impressed with them. I mean, Parasite was so good, and even Snowpiercer's amazing, and Train to Busan was very well made. Even Red Shoes and the Seven Dwarfs, I checked out very recently on this channel, looked good as well. But this, beautiful presentation, beautiful CGI, really good acting choices, and masterful action choreography. This is like superb. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing here. So of course, I'm happy to look at a couple more trailers for it, and there are a few more. We're going to take a look at the, I'm going to call it trailer number 2. There's not official names for these. I just went through fishing like, oh, there any trailers anymore I can look at? And I found a couple. So let's take a look at, we'll call this trailer 2. As always, we're going to watch this next trailer first for the Witch Part 1, The Subversion. And we're going to talk about it more in my condensed recent while I was watching the video together. Again, like I've said, I will personally be looking at reviews before deciding to watch it to know if the witch thing is more just in the name alone, maybe a reference to her telekinetic abilities, or if it's actually an element to the project. In that case, I'll probably be like, oh, I'm probably going to have to pass just based on my convictions, but I'm at least applauding the trailers for the good aspects to it that I'm seeing right now. Okay, let's take a look. Here we go. It does seem, by the way, like a kind of a bloody movie, so I might be cautious. Interesting to note that it's like Red Shoes. It's a Warner Brothers collaboration. Red Shoes was Lionsgate. We're partnering with a lot of American studios here. Probably for greater distribution.
일단 계속 찾아봐요.
걘 괴물이에요, 괴물. 살려두면 안 돼요.
당신들하고는 질적으로 차원이 다른 애들이긴 하지.
구자연이라.
절 아신다고요?
I do appreciate subtitles, by the way. I didn't study Korean in school, so this helps.
마녀아가씨?
That's her name. That could again be a reference to her telekinetic abilities. It's hard to tell right now.
진짜 기억 안 나?
저 아니라니까요.
내가 다 기억나게 해줄게.
Memories all coming back?
다들 나한테 왜 이러는 건데?
기분 어때? 죽이지.
I can tell how that was probably filmed. They probably put it like some rope or something and then pulled it up. But it still looks great on screen. This is really interesting to me. I do think the first trailer was a little bit better. This is kind of more so just a compilation of some of those elements. Some new shots with the action sequences. It definitely still looks a bit bloody for my liking. But we'll see. You're getting some action movies like, oh, come on, some action movies are going to be intense. I know. I'm just not a gore person. So, sorry. It's just, I kind of get sick from it. But I'll tell you what. I mean, there's ways to do action sequences where you don't always have to get so bloody. There are. And they can look great on screen. Look at, for example, I know it's a Chinese movie, so it's different. I'm talking about a South Korean movie here, but probably different aspects in terms of filmmaking. But Shadow, which I am so relieved I had the time to look at that on this channel because I want to give that movie credit. It is an amazing film if you've never seen it. It's really good. There's a sequence in the third act, I believe. It's a battle sequence. It is one of the best I've ever seen. And it's kind of featured in the trailer. I did point it out. So if you were to look at that video, you would know the scene. So that when you go and watch the film, you're like, okay, that's a scene that AL was mentioning. I just watched it again last night. I bought it on Blu-ray, and it just looks amazing. I watched it on DVD first. I'm like, oh, it looks great. But then seeing it just in its clear picture, it still is one of the best action sequences I've ever seen. And there's really no blood in it. And it's like, you can still do a pretty action sequence and not get all heavily gory. I like you for that. This one might be a bit over the top on that, but it's very well choreographed and it's very well presented. I will give it that. So this trailer, I didn't think this was as strong as the last one. Film-wise, it's good. The filmmaking definitely, the way it's presented is fine. It's just, I think it's more so a compilation of what I just saw in that first trailer. Not as many new things to be like, oh, like almost like a trailer, a second trailer. Like we would have for like a lot of the major motion pictures in America, where you have certain elements that maybe they'll, like, especially like a big franchise, let's say like a Marvel movie or something, that they'll introduce, or they keep the secret for the second trailer, and you'll be like, oh my goodness, there's something big's happening. Maybe you'll have certain secrets that looks even better, but they didn't feature in the first trailer, because the first trailer definitely serves as more so of a teaser, right? While the film is still in production. So probably making sure that all the sequences look perfect before they present it to the general public. I'm going to give, there's another trailer for this, I'm going to give it a look. I don't know, maybe it'll be the same thing. I hope it'll be a little bit more. I think this is just kind of straightforward to what I just saw. But there are some parts of this trailer I thought were pretty good. And again, it definitely features a lot of the elements that make this film look really superb. Again, we'll see the extent to where the witch part of this goes and what my final decision on it is. Eventually, when I choose, when I get to the point where I can watch the film or not. But for now, I'm mighty impressed. I'm really impressed, actually. So, what do you guys think about The Witch Part 1, The Subversion? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget all the good stuff, but like, subscribe, that bell. And until our next trailer for this, or whatever trailer we had to watch for the first time, I'll see you guys then. But for now, thanks for watching this video. I love you guys. Don't forget to love yourselves, your fellow man. God bless, and peace.